Hi, I'm Jure. This is Super Reaction, and these are my thoughts on the MacBook Air 2021. Hi, welcome back. Now, excuse the audio, I did not sound treat this room yet. This is a new shooting studio that we're setting up, so I have to use a lavalier mic, and you might hear a bit of scratching, but stay with me. The information I have is pretty valuable. So there's been a lot of rumors of the MacBook Air 2021 and where it's going to be using an ARM processor versus an Intel processor. Now, we've been seeing rumors about these floating around for probably the better part of 5 years, and it seems like Apple has been really hush on the whole subject, but lately it seems to be getting a lot more ground and a lot more push forward. Now, my thoughts on it are pretty simple. I'm comparing it to the Microsoft Surface Book, which is one of my favorite devices, but has fatal flaws that I feel like if Microsoft does not fix, Apple is going to come right in and surpass them real quick. As we've seen from Apple, their ARM chips are built really well and sometimes even surpasses the performance of their Intel-based MacBook counterparts. Now, with the iPad Pro being unarguably the best tablet that you can buy for the money, well, not for the money, but the best tablet that you can buy, not only includes a digital stylus with Apple Pencil, it actually includes very good drawing apps. And as far as that goes, the LiDAR and the camera that they just released in the new iPad Pros, they blow almost every tablet out of the water, except my Samsung tablet that's sitting over there right now. Yeah, it's okay, just cover your ears. As we've seen on the iPad side, we can see how much performance can be packed into such a tiny package. And that's all fanless, so that means that it's quiet, that means that the battery operation is really good. You can last for more than a few days on the iPad battery fully charged. And you can see that the better cameras on the iPad really blows the MacBook out of the water, which leads me into my actual theory for how the 2021 MacBook Air is gonna be. Now, this is how I want it to be. Apple seems to be a little bit, money grubbing where it comes to, hey, we're gonna try to hold away features so you, the consumer, have to pay extra for it. But what I really hope Apple does and what will make Microsoft scared is if they kind of merge the iPad and the MacBook together. Now let me explain. We already have all the good stuff on the iPad where we have the better cameras, front and back cameras, we have better power management, and we have arguably better performance than the MacBook Airs at this point. If you were to buy a MacBook Air and an iPad Pro, arguably the iPad Pro would be more powerful. So this is why I feel like they can merge the two. You already seen them release the Magic Keyboard for the iPad Pro, which gets the iPad as close to a laptop as possible. But in 2021, with the MacBook Air's move to ARM processors, we can see it merge where we get the best of both worlds. We get the better cameras and performance of the iPad, but with the app support and such of the Mac OS. Now, I know that it's going to take a while for developers to switch over to ARM, but we've seen a lot of developers like Adobe and a lot of different companies actually really put their time into developing the iPad apps. I mean, you've seen Procreate, you've seen, I think, Luminar, you've seen a lot of different professional grade apps. You've even seen a lot of video editing apps on the iPad Pro with a lot of YouTubers releasing videos about, hey, I'm editing my whole workflow on the iPad Pro, which makes it really powerful. Now, with the optimizations that Final Cut has, especially working on the Intel platform, I feel like Apple's been taking their time to actually build out their native apps for an ARM-based MacBook. Now here's the thing I'm most excited for. Two things: Final Cut Pro on the iPad and a touchscreen MacBook with digital stylus. So it means you can use the Apple Pencil on the MacBook Air. Yeah. How crazy would that be? Now we'll have an insane 2-in-1 device. Hopefully you can kind of take it out and the keyboard be more or less a dock, where it's be optional. And what this would do for Apple is give you a smooth tear list from the $250, well, a lot of times on sale, the $250 iPad, all the way up to the $1,500 iPad MacPad Pro. Okay, the name is still gonna need some work, but definitely I'm gonna call it the MacPad. Now you can go ahead and you can enter your level. You be like, hey, you want to buy an iPad? You can start off with this. You can start, doing Procreate. My babes does Procreate, and she's getting really, really good on it, which I'm like getting blown away exactly how good of art you can make with the iPad, even on the base level iPad. So with that being said, we can take the iPad and they say you want to upgrade, you want a little bit better, you want keyboard performance, or you just want better performance in general for smoother frames. all that such. We can take you can sell your iPad or return it, trade it into Apple. Of course, they will want you to do that. And you can get an iPad Pro. Now, you don't have to get a keyboard. You can just get an iPad Pro and you can use the Apple Pencil or the stylus or what have you, especially an external mouse and keyboard, since now, hey, newsflash, they included mouse and keyboard support in iPad OS. Then you say, hey, you know what? I actually need a keyboard. I actually want to work on a lot of different things. I do a lot of typing. Then it can sell you the keyboard or the keyboard dock. See what I'm getting at? That would essentially turn your iPad Pro into a MacBook. Now with the same butterfly key mechanism and such, it should feel really good. It should be really well built. And this is where Microsoft should be worried. Now Microsoft has been kind of fumbling over what the Surface line and what exactly it is. Is it a laptop replacement with the Surface laptop, or is it a tablet replacement? And with the Surface Book is even more confusing. Now I love the concept of the Surface Book where you have the boom, you slot in the actual tablet part. You can use it with the performance dock, and that can essentially give you a GTX 1060 with a tablet that you can just kind of pop off at will. But the few shortcomings is that you don't really have a good drawing experience. The style sense is not, I'm not sure if it's built on any Wacom or any type of like technology that's good enough to enable you to do actually good digital art. But it does really slack behind, and it's more or less just a touch screen with fancy stylus options. Then you have on the keyboard side where you have to sell your performance dock to get that performance. But with the iPad, the performance is already there. You can already play games and you can do a lot of performance enhancing, or you can already do a lot of performance heavy things on the iPad Pro with the custom ARM chip. Now, Microsoft will have to do this Surface Book with the Intel chips that have been provided, as well as the Intel and NVIDIA graphics cards. But let's say that you merge the two in an iPad in a very low power profile with a better webcam, better battery life, better keyboard, better form factor, and could be better price. Because the Surface Book seems to sell for a lot of money and you're not getting that much laptop for your money. Ooh, one last thing. If the MacPad Air was to come out in 2021, one beautiful thing that we will get is a 120 hertz refresh rate on a MacBook. Finally, we can have high refresh rate on the Mac side. And I feel like Apple, they definitely like to wait and make sure that they perfect a lot of things. But with the high refresh rate, the gaming prowess, the drawing stylus, the Apple Pencil, the better battery life, the better keyboard, and then ultimately the better app ecosystem for creation, 2021 is looking like to be the year of the MacPad Air Pro Max for 5G. But here we go. That's just me rambling on and on. I definitely like to see what you guys think. So just leave your thoughts and prayers down in the comments, and I'll go ahead and get back to you. This is an impromptu video. This is Jure from Super Reaction. Have a good time. Peace out.